Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name's Marissa and I like to talk about books and book design. Welcome finally to another reading sprint video or live stream, I should say, because we're live. I have not done one of these in a minute. I actually have no clue when the last one was, but I said it was one of my goals to go live more in 2025. So here I am sticking to that promise. And this is just what I need because if you didn't see my video 2 videos ago, I did a TBR jar for the first time for the month of March. So I picked 6 books that I need to read throughout the month. So I need to actually read them. And Jay's here. Hi, Jay. Thanks for popping in. Did you decide, are you going to read or are you going to game? Please let me know. And sorry, I forgot. I still need to post on Instagram about the live. So that's what I'm doing right now while the people trickle in. And Margaret's here. Hey, bestie. Birthday queen. How was your birthday weekend? Please let me know. Your pics were so cute. How many of them have I read? That is an excellent question. So earlier today, I finally finished reading Peter Pan. Loved. Which somehow took me like 2 weeks to read, so not a good sign, but I won't say too much of my thoughts because I'm going to talk about it in a video later, but I did finish Peter Pan and I finished Emma a few days ago. So 2 of the 6 so far, and we're now over 2 weeks into March. Okay. Hey, Shuba. I'm so glad you're here. I want to know what you're reading. Anything good? Oh, and I dropped my phone. I'm so glad you're here, though. Sorry, once again, posting on Instagram about the live. So yeah, while we wait, everyone, please let me know what you're gonna read during the sprints, or if you're not gonna read, tell me what you're gonna do. Because Jay is saying he's gonna game, so totally fine if you're not reading. The goal is just to be cozy here. Let's see. Oh, Shuba is walking on the treadmill, getting some steps in. I love that for you. And what a fun way to watch a live stream. And starting First Time Caller. That one's like a really popular release right now. That's the Sleepless in Seattle retelling, right? I cannot wait to hear what you think about that. Ripley's here. He's actually kind of freaking out right now because his feeder's about to go off any second. So he's very upset. But he'll be around. Okay. Yeah, he is my special guest. And now he's sitting right here. He's very curious. I don't know if anyone noticed, but we have a new live stream set up. New as in I'm sitting on my couch instead of at my desk. Really big stuff. Oh, and there's his feeder. Can you all hear that? This is his favorite part of the day. He's a fiend. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm posting this link so that I will get off my phone. Okay. With that. Sorry, this is like the hardest part of live streams is like, okay, now I gotta post it everywhere so people actually come watch it, but it's always like, at what point do I post it? Like right when it's happening so that people know, or earlier in the day so people save it? These are the things I think about. Okay. All right. It's posted. Okay. Okay, now my full attention is here. Sorry if you hear him crunching. So yes, First Time Caller is the Sleepless in Seattle retelling. And Shuba hasn't actually seen the movie. Okay, it's a good one, and I think you would really like it. I love all those like Nora Ephron movies. Actually, I don't really like When Harry Met Sally, but I love Sleepless in Seattle, and I love You've Got Mail. That's probably my favorite like rom-com. I don't even know if it's like a rom-com. It's more just like romance, if that makes sense. So yeah, let me know how you like the movie, or let me know how you like the book, and let me know how you like the movie after you read the book. Can you hear him? He's like, his automatic feeder just went off, so yeah, he's having a ball. And thank you for that reminder, Shuba. I am queen of apologizing for no good reason. Okay, so here are my options of what I'm going to be reading tonight. I do have The Handmaid's Tale. This is not one of the 6 I pulled from my TBR jar, but this is my book club's March book. The theme was banned books, but we landed on this one, which is great for International Women's Month and just very timely. Maybe like hitting a little bit too close to home, but I've never read it before, so I'm like maybe a third of the way into it right now. So this is one option. And then the other one I have on my Kindle, which is I'm a Fan. And this is one that I did pull from my TBR jar for the prompt. It was like a random word generator, and the word I pulled was fan. I'm a fan. So let's see. I don't know how far I am into this one actually, but I've been reading it on and off on my Kindle while reading all the other books physically. Okay, so I'm 18% in, so not very far. And I think I might prioritize this one just because I was reading Handmaid's Tale earlier, so maybe I'll come to that one later. But yeah, I'm enjoying I'm a Fan a lot. It's each chapter is very short, like 2 to 3 pages, which is just, I really like reading books like that. It makes it so fun to keep going, and you'll sit there and read it for like an hour and get so far, but I don't know, it's just easier to keep going, if you know what I mean. She really wants to read I'm a Fan. I am enjoying it. Yeah, it's playing on a lot of themes that I really love in books, which is obsession. That's like thematically one of my favorite things to read. And I think in my video, I had said that it's about a girl who's obsessed with like a celebrity, but that is not the case. It's actually about a girl who's obsessed. Okay, he's having his like post-dinner cry. He's a very vocal cat. Ripley, come here. Anyways, what was I saying? She's obsessed with a man that she's in a situationship with, which I think is even more interesting than had it been a celebrity, just because it's, I don't know. So many people are obsessed with celebrities, but not that many people are obsessed with regular people. Actually, I don't even know if that's true. Maybe they are. And maybe that's why I like reading it so much. But yeah, not super far into that. So thoughts have not fully formed, but I'm excited to keep going with it. And that is really all you can ask for. And Ripley is back now. Oh. Now that he's had his kibble, he might be ready to chill for a bit or not. And okay, last question before we start sprinting. What is everyone sipping on? I have my iconic debut Taylor Swift tumbler, and I'm sipping on just a flavored water, but it's flavored with that like Sonic ocean water, which is too good. I feel like I'm sipping on a cocktail and a mocktail, I guess you could say. Okay, we have a question about the reading sprint. Just curious how the reading sprint is going to work. Is it readathon, or are we doing some time reading with breaks in between? Yes. Okay. So I have a little timer set up. It's just going to be 30 minutes because I do love to gab. So we'll read for 30 minutes, come back and chat about what we read, how many pages, and just keep the cozy vibes going. So I'm so excited you're here. Thanks for joining. And you have some Earl Grey tea. That's perfect. I thought about making tea, but it's actually a little bit warm here for once. So I went for a cold bev. And Jay says the cherry limeade from Sonic is too good. I still haven't tried it. But yeah, the Sonic flavor packets are just too good. Also, random question for those who have been in my lives before, does the camera quality or network quality look better than usual? I'm testing out a different setup. So usually my live streams are like 2 pixels because I have terrible Wi-Fi. So let me know if it's better this time. And if it's still bad, you can be honest with me. And I appreciate you being here nonetheless. Okay. Jay says it looks better. Thank you, Jay. All right. So it is about, it's 7:11. So if we start at about 7:15, we can read until 7:45. I'm saying 7 because I am in Eastern time, but whatever that is for you, it'll be 30 minutes. And yeah, I'm going to go for I'm a fan because that's just what I'm in the mood for right now. So again, let me know what you're reading, and I can't wait to hear about what you're reading, how you like it, and how many pages you get to during this little sprint. Okay, Margaret says the quality looks better too. I hope I finally figured it out. So let me pull up this timer. Okay, here we go. This is a beautiful little 30-minute aura timer I found on YouTube. Wait, let me see who this is from. This is, oh, the channel's called Aura Timer. So shout out Aura Timer. And I say we're ready to get started. I'm thrilled to read. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get started and get cozy. Make sure you have your drink to sip on or some water at the very least. And I will see you in 30 minutes. Okay, that was our first 30 minutes. I want to know how everyone did. What were you reading? How much did you read? And are you enjoying it? Let me stop the screen share. Ripley is back, by the way. Yeah. So as I mentioned, I have been reading I'm a Fan, and I read 18 pages over the last 30 minutes, which I feel like it's not that hard with that book because each chapter is so short and some of the chapters are like one page. It's not even a full page, if that makes sense. Um, but it's good. I'm very curious to see where it's going to go. I'm about a quarter into the book now, and um yeah, like I said earlier, it really has to do with obsession, and it's about her obsession with this kind of normal guy. But I find when I read books like these, it can be so frustrating because it's like, why is this girl getting so obsessed, so insane over this man who ain't shit? But also at the same time, I feel like that can be sort of the point. Like it's a mirror to hold up to yourself and be like, have you ever done that to a man who's not worthy? And the answer is yes. So yeah, I don't know. It can be a little bit frustrating, but I sort of like that buildup of like tension and anxiety within yourself. Like when you wish you could yell at the characters on the page, you'd be like, you need to stop doing that. So let's see. Margaret finished Dolan versus Sea Transfer Corp. Is this a case for law school? Yeah. Shupa's also a fan of short chapters. It just hits. They just always hit. And it's just like it keeps you reading because it feels so good because you're like, oh my gosh, I just read so much in such a short period of time. Well, I'm so glad that I can keep you company while you're doing your law school reading. You are so brave. And we're glad you're here. But yeah, really curious if anyone else has read I'm a Fan, because I don't know. I'm only a fourth of the way through, and it's sort of one of those books where it feels like it could just end at any moment. Like we're not necessarily going anywhere. We're just getting these like vignettes into her mind and what's going on. And it's a little bit crazy. But it's so funny when I'm like, "Oh my god, she's crazy." And then I'm like, "I've done that before." So, I'm doing some self-reflection. Self-reflection tonight. It's getting dark here. I'm so like I'm still not used to the time change of like it should have already been dark. So it was nice to have a little bit more sunshine, but now I feel like I need to turn a lamp on. So I'll probably do that when we start our next sprints. Um yeah, still sipping on my juice. Glad we had such a fun little chat while the sprints were actually going on. Um Jane left to go see a movie, but I love the ACOTAR discourse as someone who's like, I've been in the middle of it for like 5 years now. I think I read the first one in 2020, and I just finished A Court of Mist and Fury this past December. So I'm just taking my sweet time with it. But it's always so funny when it's people either really love it and they really want me to keep going, or people feel pretty indifferent towards uh, hateful towards it. Um, but yeah, I probably will read the whole series just because I already have it on my shelf, and I enjoyed the second one. I thought it was fun. I give it 4 stars. So yeah, and maybe someday I'll read the rest of the Sarah J. Maas books. Um, my friend Erin, I don't know if she's here, but she's a really big Sarah J. Maas fan, and she thinks it's important to get the full Sarah J. Maas universe experience, which I haven't like really deep deep dove into a series like that in a while where there's like interconnected bits with other books. So it's fun and I'm looking forward to it whenever I get there. Did I already say? Yes, I read 18 pages. So I want to hear how you guys did, if you got very far, or if Jay is still here. How's the gaming going? Please let me know. And then now I have to decide if I want to keep going with I'm a Fan for the next round of sprints, or if I should jump back into the Handmaid's Tale. I really was reading it quite a bit earlier. But I probably need to read more to keep up with it, to finish it in time before our meeting. But I think I'm going to stick with I'm a Fan for at least one more round of sprints. Which I guess we can go ahead and dive into. I think I'm going to plan on doing 30 minutes for each round, just because it's a nice number to like read a bit and then take a break, catch your breath, and keep going. Okay. Got through 20 pages of the Wind Up Bird Chronicle. How are you liking it? I don't know that one. It sounds familiar, but I definitely don't know the plot off my head. So would love to hear your thoughts on it. All right, I'm going to share my screen again. We're just going to run it back. Okay. All right. 30 more minutes. I'm keeping up with I'm a Fan, and hopefully you guys are liking what you're reading. Chat more in 30 minutes. Okay, that was another 30 minutes. How'd everyone do? I was still reading. I'm a fan. I took a little break at the very beginning to turn on my lamp and stuff, so I missed out on a couple minutes from the sprint, but I still read 15 pages, I think. I'm now, let's see, I'm now 35% through the book. I'm on page 74, and it's quite a short book. So let's see. Oh yeah, on Kindle you can like see how much time is left in the book. So I have 2 hours and 58 minutes left, which is not bad at all. Which that kind of makes me want to just keep reading. I'm a fan in the sprints, but I'm sort of feeling like I want to switch to the Handmaid's Tale. Margaret slammed that book. Closed. I hope that means you're done. And now you can just relax and chill because you deserve that. And that would be nice to be done with your homework by 8 p.m. So I hope that's the case for you. Yeah, still enjoying I'm a Fan. It's very interesting how, like, I think I said before, it's very much non-linear. It's more like vignettes into her life. But some chapters will be more just like a tangent on something and not even a little. I mean, it's coming from the character, so it's somewhat related, but it's not quite. It's even less plot focused than it already is. So I don't know. I do enjoy it, but I'm just thinking a lot of people really would not like that. So maybe something to consider if you are thinking about picking it up. Um, but I like it. I like it. Very, very thought provoking. I'll say that much. And I think it's so funny. How many people here are Kindle readers? Or not Kindle, but any ebook readers? Because I love like highlighting quotes in here. But I don't even know why I do that because I literally never go back to look at what I highlight. I'm just like, yep. And on Kindle, you can see like who like popular sections that were highlighted by other people. And it's always so funny to be like, it'll be like 1,000 people highlighted this, and you read it and you're like, why are they highlighting that? Cammy's here. Hey girl. How's your Sunday going? Thanks for stopping in. Oh, and you're totally fine. I'm glad to see you at all. And hopefully if you're in the mood to read, then you'll get some reading done. But yeah, highlighting quotes on your Kindle, I like doing it. It just seems funny because it's like, why even do that at all? But like on a physical book, you know, if you're highlighting, annotating, like maybe you'll lend it to a friend and then they can read your annotations, or if you do go back and read it, then it's there. But it it seems just like a little bit silly on Kindle. But I'm still doing it, so yeah. I think there's a way you can get it where it like will send a message out to your Goodreads feed every time you highlight something, which I was gonna say, like, I don't know how to do that. Maybe that's fun, but the amount of times I like accidentally highlight the wrong thing and have to go back and unhighlight and re-highlight, I would be a menace in the feed if everything was being shared. So hopefully that's not the case. And if you are seeing that from me on Goodreads, you need to let me know because I'm not aware if that's happening. Margaret does not have an ebook. But oh wait, I misread that. You don't mind an ebook moment? Yeah. I like didn't think I would ever get one, but I eventually was influenced, and I will say I just love it for reading in bed because my bedside lamp is just so dim, so I can't really see, and I hate reading with like the big light on. So usually when I'm like out in my living room, I'll, you know, for the most part, read my physical books. because I have better lighting out here. But when I actually get into bed, like the last thing I do before I close my eyes is read a little bit on my Kindle. And it's nice because it has a light in itself, if that makes sense. It's like a tablet device sort of thing. So highly recommend it if you think you would be doing that. And it's also nice. Sorry for this like random Kindle rant, but I have had my Kindle for almost a year now. I want to say I got it in like last May or something. I have not purchased one single ebook. I download all of them from my library. I just get them from the library. So yes, it was a one-time purchase that was like a little bit expensive, but now I'm getting access to so many free books and I'm supporting my library. So it's really a win-win. And that's the end of my Kindle rant. Okay. I think it might be time to switch back to the Handmaid's Tale. Just get a little bit of this read before, since I will be getting into bed and reading on my Kindle later, and I won't be reading this in bed, so I think I'll read a little bit of this now. But what about you guys? How were you doing? I think, yeah, Margaret said she finished her law school reading for the evening. Are you going to pick up anything else to read now? Or are you going to do a little bit of gaming? Let me know. And anyone else? What are you reading or what are you planning on picking up during the next sprints? I would love to hear. Margaret says it's now game o'clock. I know that's right. What are you gaming on? Is it a Fortnite moment or are you playing on Roblox? Honestly, I mean, I'm reading so much now that maybe it will be a gaming in bed moment for me later. But actually, what I really want to do, as I mentioned earlier, I finished reading Peter Pan earlier today. And so I really want to watch one of the movies. I want to watch like all of them, but I'm like, which one to watch first? One, the cartoon, which I have not seen in years, or two, that like live action one from, I want to say like 2005 that had that little boy that everyone of my generation had a crush on at the time. That one is so good. And I think I want to watch that, but I do also want to watch the cartoon. I think if I watch the cartoon, then I'm going to want to watch the sequel cartoon also. So much to consider, I suppose. Kemi's going to play Disney Dreamlight Valley. Listen to audiobook Word Slut by Amanda Montell. Okay, I don't know what Disney Dreamlight Valley is, so I'm going to have to look that up. Sounds fun, though. And Word Slut, I also am not familiar with that, but the title is very intriguing. So I'm gonna do a little search right now. Word Slut. Feminist Guide to Talking Back to the English Language. Or Taking Back the English Language. That sounds good. Let me know how you like that, Kimmy. Margaret is... Okay, wait. Playing some Fortnite. Love to see it. But the new episode of White Lotus comes out. I have heard so many people say... Oh, wait. No, I'm getting the Severance confused because doesn't Severance come out on Thursdays? And so I guess White Lotus is Sundays. That's fun. I'm so behind on all TV shows that I have no clue. Which that reminds me, and I'm a fan, which I was just reading, there's like a reference to Stranger Things, which like totally took me out of it. Stranger Things is kind of an old show now. Like, I guess it came out in like 10 years ago, which is crazy. But it feels very modern to me. So having read it in here, I was like, whoa. Okay. Wait. I don't know. I don't like reading like modern references in books. It just, I don't know. That's just me. Um, but yeah, I do want to watch Severance, but I think I'm going to read the book first. Kemi's voting for the 1961. Yeah, I think there's a good chance I'll watch that if I can get someone's Disney Plus login. Word Slut is fantastic. I read her other book, Cultish, last week. Okay, I have heard of that one. I can picture the cover in my head, like kind of rainbow thing. I think I saw on Instagram that you were talking about that, and it sounds good. I've heard a lot of people say good things about that one, actually. I need to pick it up. But I'm glad you're enjoying this other one as well. That's so exciting to find an author that's like, okay, I need to go read everything from them. And it's just doubly exciting when the other stuff is also good and it's not just like the one hit wonder. I love that feeling, and I need to find it again soon because it's kind of been a minute. Yeah, it's been a minute for me. Okay. Yeah, so I am now switching over to the Handmaid's Tale. We're gonna do another 30 minutes of sprints, see how we're feeling. Yeah. See. Disney Dreamlight is so fun. You travel to a valley and have to unlock and save characters from Disney and bring them to your land. Okay, that sounds fun. It kind of sounds like Toontown. I'm looking it up really quick. Disney Dreamlight. Is this on Switch or something else? Oh, wow, I have never seen this before. I also just recently heard about that Hello Kitty game that's very popular on Switch. It's kind of like Hello Kitty, but Animal Crossing. I might have to get into that. And this seems fun too. Kind of like Toontown. Get it on Switch, play it on Steam Deck. Okay, I didn't know you had a Steam Deck. I'm a Switch girly, and I don't really know much about Steam Decks, but I am intrigued. And I'm glad you like Handmaid's Tale. I am maybe a third of the way through. This is my book club's March pick. So yeah, very timely read. It's hitting a little close to home, as one could imagine. But I am really enjoying it. And also I bought this is like a new copy, and I've bought many books used in the past couple months, but I can't remember the last time I bought a new book, and it just smells so good. It's like the perfect like new book smell. So every time I'm reading it, I'm like, it smells like a crisp fall day in 2008, walking home from the book fair, smelling your books. I'm really loving it. So if during this next sprint session you all see me sniffing it, mind your business. Okay. So yes, let's do another 30 minutes. Okay, and that was the end of another 30-minute sprint. How'd everyone do? I stopped reading like with 2 minutes left because I got to the end of a chapter in the Handmaid's Tale and I didn't want to get like 2 pages into the next chapter. But I read 14 pages. So that was pretty good. I read like one whole chapter 20. So I'm now over 100 pages into The Handmaid's Tale. Feels good. I feel like it's a good dent. We're meeting, this is for my book club. We're meeting the last Sunday of the month, which I think is like the 30th or something. So I've got like, 2 weeks to finish it. And yeah, plenty of time. So, what were you all reading or doing, and how did it go? Yeah, these were good sprints. I feel, let me count how much I've read. I read, okay, I already forgot. This time I read 14 pages, last time I read 15, and I think the first time I read like 20 something. So, a pretty good chunk of all my books. You read 2 chapters of Air by Sabatahir. I just watched someone's wrap up where they read that, and I heard it was really good. But I haven't read it. I actually haven't read anything by Sabatahir. But I've heard she's the one who wrote An Ember in the Ashes, correct? I've heard really great things about that series, so I think I definitely need to pick it up someday, although I haven't yet. Yeah, so I read just a little bit of The Handmaid's Tale and a pretty good chunk of I'm a Fan. These are what I'm going to be prioritizing the rest of this week in terms of what I've been reading from my TBR jar. I have finished Emma and Peter Pan, and I'm not almost done. I'm like, 35% through I'm a Fan, so I'll probably finish this one next. And then I have 3 more books. So just a little catch up. The next one I'll probably read is Candy, just since it's so short. I feel like this needs to be a one afternoon read in one sitting type of deal. And then these are the last 2, which I'm like, I really just hope I have time. Plus with The Handmaid's Tale, which is a bonus one for book club, but I don't know which one I'll pick up next. Probably Interior Chinatown, because I'm very intrigued. I hadn't picked this one up in a while until I reread the description for my TBR jar video, and I am thoroughly intrigued. But I do feel like All Quiet on the Western Front, this is like a good time of year to read it. So, I mean, hopefully I'll finish them by the end of the month. But if I don't, I think I will still continue on with All Quiet on the Western Front. But also, Sunrise on the Reaping is about to come out. Is anyone else going to a midnight release? I'm going to one tomorrow. I think I need to pre-order a copy of the book, so hopefully I actually get it, which is probably what I'll do after I end this live. So that's just gonna, throw a wrench in the rest of my reading plans for the month, but I will not have Sunrise on the Reaping spoiled for me, so it's just gonna be a reading marathon once I pick it up, and I can't wait. This is going to be the first time I've read a Hunger Games book like with the release, because I only read the series for the first time as an adult. So I think Ballad of Songbirds and Snake was already published, and then I read the first trilogy, and I read Songbirds and Snakes like a year or 2 after it was released. So I'm very excited to be reading the book as the hype is actively being talked about, to get in on that conversation. Cami says, wish I could go to the minute release, but I will be reading it. Yeah, You know what? I actually don't think I've ever been to a midnight release before, so I'm just really excited to go. And hopefully I'll have enough energy to just come home and keep reading. You finished Ballad last month. That was a reread, right? Yeah, because we did that Hunger Games live stream a while back, and I know you're a fan of the movie. Oh, but maybe you hadn't read the book at the time? Was that your first read? Let me know. And what did you think of it? Because I know you like the movie. So behind, I haven't read The Ballad of Songbird Snakes. Oh, you need to. It's so good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I mean, I definitely prefer the original trilogy, but I think it really adds a lot of nice commentary to the story as a whole. It really does not feel like an unnecessary addition that um, Suzanne Collins was just like, I need another paycheck. Like, it felt very intentional, and I really appreciate that. And that's something I'm really looking forward to, finding out what kind of the messages of this new release. But yeah, definitely read The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Um, Probably I would read it before The Sunrise on the Reaping, but I don't know that you actually have to read them in that order, since I mean they're both technically prequels. But I don't know if it will spoil anything from Songbirds and Snakes. I guess you'll find out soon with people talking about it. Okay, so it was your first time. It's coming back to me now. I'm so glad you gave it a 4 and that you enjoyed it. Having seen the movie first, do you prefer the movie or did you like the book more? I won't judge either way, but I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Because I did enjoy the book more, just because I liked being able to be inside his head, which I think I'm forgetting the actor's name, but I think he did a really good job portraying that without being able to actually like verbalize it. But it's just so good in the book. And I just love the Hunger Games. I was talking to my friend Emily earlier about how I really don't want a hardback copy of this new book because I'm such a paperback girl. Um, but I'm not willing to wait until it's released in paperback. Like, I just need it now. So that's where I'm at. Yeah, I really wish new releases could just come out in paperback first. I get why they do it because it forces people to buy the hardback and they're more expensive. I get it. But I just wish I just wish paperback releases came first. But that's my truth. I had also tried to place a hold on the library at the library so I could just read it immediately and then buy it on paperback when it eventually comes out, but of course the hold is already months back, so I'm just gonna buy it. Cammy does prefer the movie. However, I think being inside his head is very beneficial. I also like that we see more of where they live and how much he hates being poor. Yeah. I feel like if I had seen the movie first, I would probably feel the same, but I read the book first, so that's usually how that goes. Um, but yeah, I love being inside his head, and so good. I'm so excited. I really wanted to do a reread of them all before this new book because I actually don't own any copies of them because I read them as audiobooks through the library. So I need to purchase physical copies and I want to go back and annotate them. But I think I'm going to purchase this hardback copy, read it, and then by the time paperback comes out, maybe I'll be ready to reread the whole series and do an annotation for the whole series. And I'll just sell my hardback on Pango. Very great adaptation. Yeah, it was so good. It was just perfectly cast, and yeah, the music too, like the way they just brought it to life with the Lucy Gray character. Oh, and we get a new movie too. Oh my god. Thank God for Suzanne Collins. We need this. We need this bad. And I'm just so excited to hear more about that, like the news of like when it's coming out, who's going to be cast in it. There's just nothing better than a new Hunger Games book and movie. I know. It's like I love seeing all like the fan cast of like who people think could play it. I saw a really good one a while ago, but of course I can't remember who it was because the actor was so unfairly unknown, which I think would be really beneficial. Like that's his name is Tom Blythe, I think, the guy who played Corio. Um, and I think he was known before that role a little bit, but not in a mainstream way. Like I certainly didn't know him before that movie. Um, and that's just always fun. Like, I mean, The Hunger Games was like Jennifer Lawrence's really big breakout role. And I just love when they do that for any like book adaptations and really let people new actors come into these characters and bring the story to life. So much to look forward to. And I can't wait. Maybe I'll do another Hunger Games live stream soon. Cami, if you're interested, maybe we should do that. Maybe after we all read the book, we could do a little live stream, or whenever the movie comes out. That'll obviously be a while, but why not both? Why not both? Okay. I'll message you about it. Okay. I think that's going to be all for the sprints tonight because, as I said before, I do want to watch Peter Pan before I go to bed, and I need to be going to bed at a reasonable hour. Will that be the case? I don't know. But yeah, thanks guys so much for reading with me. I'm so glad that I finally got around to doing another reading sprints. They're so fun to do, and it just keeps me like sat in one area for a long period of time, reading, not on my phone. So I appreciate you all so much for keeping me company, and I'm gonna try and be better about doing them more regularly. So hopefully I'll see you soon. Thanks so much for coming, Cami, and everyone else. Loved all the chats we had, and so excited to get some more recommendations from what you all were reading. So have a beautiful, wonderful, fantastic week. I hope you all get a copy of Sunrise on the Reaping. I hope we all love it. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.